Good evening and welcome back to We're Not Really Here. Half-time at the Etihad, Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 1, goals from Raheem Sterling and Karim Benzema. If it stays this way, we are 45 minutes away from progressing in the Champions League, but a big second half awaits. Joining me to dissect that first half, I've got Paul Dickov and Shaun Goater. Cal Walker also with me. It was a first half full of moments. Paul, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I thought City were excellent, especially how they set up tactically. First 20 minutes, let Madrid have the ball, setting little traps, and then, as we've seen with the goal, when the traps are set, we go and press, and they'll press together. But when you play against a team like Real Madrid, it's that they are going to get their chances because they've got some world-class players as well. But we're sitting here before the game, and 45 minutes to go, we're still in the same position. We're still right in the front seat.
Here we go. And Shaun, for you, did you enjoy what you saw from the City team there?
Yes, I did. As Paul said, tactically, I think we approached it right. I'd like to see us move the ball a bit quicker at the back. When I say quicker, but also with Laporte and Fernandinho, I'd like to see us pass not so much to Addison. I think between them, they've both passed maybe 6 balls each back to Addison. And I think normally when City's on the front foot, we've got Rodri on the ball looking forward, dictating play. And when we've been on the positive, it's been Rodri looking forward, or we've had De Bruyne on the ball looking forward. And this is when we're on the front foot. This is when we're City. This is when we're playing and comfortable. So I think when they got the ball, I'd prefer that they're moving it quicker, but also not going back to Addison all the time.
It does feel like, Paul, when we're looking at this Manchester City team, they are definitely up for it. We can see the energy when they lose the ball, the press. We can see when they pick that ball up, how quick they are to move everyone up the pitch. We've created quite a few opportunities. We've managed to put one of those away through that sheer hard work. More of the same in the second half?
Yeah, without a doubt. We spoke before the game about Gabriel Jesus and the qualities he brings to the team without the ball and starting off the press and being in the front foot. And, no doubt whatsoever that's something that they've worked on, because just before he went and closed Varane down, Madrid were passing the ball back and forward, and they were just waiting for the chance and edging closer and closer, letting them have it, and then they went. And every time we've done that, that's where our chances have came from, more often than not. It's being patient, and then when the press is on, going and winning the ball high up. The other thing I've quite liked as well, I know Shaunie's saying about the slow play and going back to Ederson too much, which is bang on, but Ederson's mixing it up a bit. So, because whenever Ederson's getting the ball, he's drawing Real Madrid's front three onto it. He's going longer, and because their front three are that far away from it, it's stretching the whole game. And a lot of the time, City are then picking up the ball, and Madrid's second half, where we want our best players to be on the ball.
Shaun, it felt like that we actually maybe could have had a few more goals. There was the moment there with Foden had the shot, and then Gundogan had the shot. You were saying to pass it out to Sterling, who was on his own. Foden towards the end. Sterling. Do you feel like as well, you're saying you want to see things a bit quicker, but also do things a bit quicker in the box?
Well, I think that with Gundogan's situation, most players will probably do what he did, but when you're in this game, you have to make sure you get the goal. And how you make sure you get the goal is you make sure that if you're shooting, your shot's going to be, it has to be a save from the keeper, or it's a goal. Or he's passing the ball to Sterling, who was on his left, who then will run on and have that shot. You need to make sure you get those goals ahead before you can take selfish sort of decisions.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a selfish decision. I think he also had a good decision or option to give it to Sterling and could have assured scoring a goal.
Yeah.
And I think that's, but with Foden's situation, Foden turns on it, gets his shot off on target, and, works the keeper. So more of that, very much.
Now, we've talked about Gabriel Jesus' versatility, Paul, before the game kicked off, and we've seen it throughout that first 45 minutes, but there was a few opportunities where we definitely missed someone who is a centre-forward, who is going to be in and around that 6-yard box, a Shaun Goater, who's going to put it in the back of the net with any part of his body.
Absolutely. I think that's one when Cancelo's cut inside and had his shot, and Courtois spilled it out, and I think the false nine is work. I think Phil Foden, him dropping inside, Varane doesn't know whether to go with him. When he does go with him, we've got runners in behind. So tactically, it's causing Madrid a lot of problems. But when you're a centre forward and you see that ball going and the keeper spilling it, you're there to tap it in the net. And that's probably the only negative thing about having Gabby out wide. I'm sure if Gabby's playing as the number 9 and an out-and-out centre forward, he's there to tap that in.
Looking at the other end of the pitch, of course, we conceded that goal that Benzema scored to make it 1-1. There was an early warning sign as well before that, and Paul, you were saying that Laporte was kind of looking at him and just missed him. He feels like he is their out-and-out threat, but we just haven't quite got to grips with him defensively, I don't think, and the goal was kind of an example of that.
Yeah, there was, but look, Karim Benzema is a world-class striker, and he's shown that for years and years and years, and, you know, his movement's fantastic, even when he doesn't move sometimes. We were talking, he stands still and causes centre-halves and full-backs problems. You know, a lot of the times he's been standing on Laporte's shoulder in between Cancelo, and the same with Fernandinho, and in between Kyle Walker. You know, and as the centre-half, if they're standing in between, you're wanting your full-back to tuck round and help you out a bit. But because they've got the width with Hazard, it's causing a problem. And him just standing still sometimes is stretching the game a little bit for them. But the goal, I think, is disappointing. I think where Benzema picks up the ball in the first place, he's probably 25, 30 yards out. And then he obviously, good ball wide. Great centre-forward play. Breaking his neck to get in the box and getting the end of it. But he's probably ran past 2 or 3 players. You know, and at one point, if you can't pick him up, you've got to talk and pass him on to the guy he's running onto. But without being too critical, you've got to say, as a centre-forward, it's fantastic play by Benzema.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about Benzema, he is so key to them because, you know, they don't have no Ronaldo. He's now a relaxed player. He knows he's the main player to score them goals. And he's not really going to outrun, I don't think, our defence. So he's always going to play on the shoulder, on the blind side. And I think that's where our centre-halves need to take another yard and say, I'm going to be a little bit closer. So when that cross does come in, they're able to just get a nick on it. But I think they're holding the position and they're trusting that the fullback is going to stay tucked in. But that gap is where he's actually getting those little opportunities. Yeah.
Just a little bit of communication. You know, and I think we said during it, if you're Laporte or you're Fernandinho, look, I was never a centre-half at this level, so I'm not going to tell them what to do. But if you know Benzema is the one man they've got up front and you can't see him, you need to open your body out or communicate to find out who's picking him up.
Definitely. Now, one player I do want to highlight, Kyle Walker. I feel like 45 minutes were incredible. We saw him pushing up the pitch. He made sure that he was having a dig himself, having a few shots. But he's been great in getting forward, but also defensively. He's so strong, he's so fast, he's so powerful. He's a key part of that defence, Sean.
Yes, he is. I mean, Kyle Walker, in terms of his aggressiveness to go forward, his ability when he's faced up with a one-on-one, you know, we saw a couple of times Hazard looked at him and sort of tried to face him up, and he could match that. He can match that. So Kyle Walker is a difficult defender to take on because he's got that pace. But what I liked is sometimes he's able to step inside. He made a drive and run. It all opened up. And then, as we call it sometimes, we call it a nosebleed, centre back. So, you know, a fullback's getting in these positions.
Panic.
Yeah, you know, getting a nosebleed. And he had Sterling, I think, on the right-hand side where he could have went, here you go, I've done my job, I've driven inside, going across 3-4 players. There you go, Sterling, now you do your little bit. He got a little excited and went for the shot.
I think it's been a really positive first half, though. I know we're picking the bones out of it here. You know, Benzema's had one shot that Ederson saved and then he's got his goal. But look at the amount of chances we've created. You know, we could easily have did another 2 or 3 goals, and it's looking very good at the minute. Look, we're in the same situation as I said at the very start as we were before the game, and we've only got 45 minutes to go, so come on, City.
Oh, gosh, 45 minutes. Right, everyone at home who's been watching, they've been getting in touch. They've been using that hashtag WNRH, and we have a few of those tweets right here. Jason Manford, the Mancunian comedian, he says, even though we can't be at the match, I wanted to tell the lads good luck. Thank you to Cisco for allowing me to be part of their Blue Moon campaign on WebEx, and come on City, sporting the new Manchester City home kit, just like Shaun Goater and Kel.
Thanks,
Spellman just over there. We've got Andy Johnson. He says, at City Square Live, Jack is a little bit excited. Jack, we need all of that excitement, all right? We need to be sending positive vibes through your TVs, through your screens, everything over to the Etihad. And then we've got Obaid Al, and he says, Blue Moon will rise in Manchester today. Come on, City, with a beautiful image taken by one of our club photographers right there. And then one of my favourite favourites. Okay, it's an illustration, Sean, of what's happening currently at the Etihad. It's got Man City, Real Madrid, match day, and it's an illustration of Kevin De Bruyne fending off some of those Real Madrid players. I think that's Sergio Ramos with his lovely beard, and then Karim Benzema. Gabriel Jesus has got the map right there as well. Make sure you do use that hashtag WNRH. All right, get in touch, show us where you're watching, how you're watching, and how you're supporting the boys in blue.
Thank you so much, Cal. Okay, final thoughts before we head over towards the second half. What do you want to see in the second half for you, Paul?
Much of the same. You know, I do think it's been a positive first half. I think we're sitting here a little bit deflated because we've conceded the goal, you know, after starting so well. I think patience is going to be the key as well. And we said at the very start, Pep said it yesterday in his press conference, concentration. You know, because you're playing against a top team. Yep. We know we're a top team, so if your concentration levels are right, we will score more goals in this game.
I'll ask you, Sean, only because I don't know if my nerves can handle it. If the score does stay at this kind of score, 1-1, all the way up until those last kind of 5 minutes with additional time, all it takes is Madrid to get one, which they won't, to take to extra time. So do you think maybe they'll be pushing for that extra goal from City?
Yeah, City will look to get another goal. And for me, in terms of what to look for in this second half, I think the centre backs moving the ball a bit quicker, and if we can get Rodri on the ball but facing forward, because then we're sort of driving and looking forward. Whether he decides to pass square or not, it's still the right decision in terms of him being able to face forward. We can dictate the play a bit more.
Nothing to worry about. Look behind you, Kel. The sun's setting. There's a blue moon right there, all right? Look. You can see. Oh, look at that. Look. Incredible.
I tell you,
a perfect Mancunian evening for the boys in blue to show the world what they're capable of. Manchester City, I'm sending so much positive vibes down this camera right here. We're going to do it. We're going to keep that press up. Gabriel Jesus needs to get that goal. I said Sterling. Now it's Gabriel Jesus' turn. And my predictions come in 2-1. Sean, he's not getting it. I'm sorry, Sean. You're not getting that prediction right.
We're still in with the shout. Before we go, we just want to quickly mention our big challenge that's happening, part of Citizens Giving, which is a big campaign led by the club. It is the Keep You Up Challenge. Rise Up, Keep You Up Challenge. Take a little look at this. Kyle Walker, what do you have to say for yourself?
Now, like I said, Kyle Walker's performed excellently tonight, and it's not me, all right? It's the one that's playing at the Etihad, and you can see I'm sporting that away kit. I'm still going with it. I look great in the kit. I look like a footballer.
I feel you're using that as a distraction away from your keepy uppies.
I've just not got the skills of one. So I've had a fresh haircut. Hopefully people were looking at the hairline and not at the keepy uppies right there.
Who's up next? Are we going to have a little look at any more?
Look at that. I put the ball down in. I'm in a mood right there. I'm absolutely furious.
He wants no more.
10 seconds of magic.
Oh, here he goes. He steps up in his.
He's testing out the kickers.
I like it.
Did you see that I was stood in front of the camera there? So
yeah,
I didn't want them to see
perfectly
that.
placed. See, quite one-footed here, but only because of the kickers.
No, I'm going to say this. Look at the camera angles, all right? You had the cameraman working yours, making it look better than it was. I got 6 out of 10 from Sean. You got an 8. I think it's the cameramen that have been sorting all that out for you, Kel.
Well, I know that Dickie wasn't too pleased with the cameramen because they didn't catch up his lovely... There it was, just out of shot. The little snap.
That wasn't 10 though, Paul. Come on. And then he shows us what he can do.
I would have kept going if I knew that.
Straight on at 8.5.
I'm going to catch it in my neck.
Oh, all right. And then he looks at the camera. This is what I can do.
It's
done
casual.
this many times.
Oh, I love
Fresh white trainers just to prove everyone. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Delicate.
That's just look. Oh, stop it. Look
Showing
up.
off.
Yeah, it is. There we go.
Showing
That's
off.
the 9 out of 10. But here
we go.
comes... Here comes the GOAT.
He's
The
just-
10 out of 10.
The sparkling of Stardust coming up now.
Put the phone down. If only we could play phones and all that, so we can just be staying in contact with the fans, innit?
You'll see as well that me and Kyle are definitely kind of in the running order was like, we'll go first. We don't
Yes.
want to follow Sean or Paul.
Yeah, so if you're looking at this, he's keeping us in suspense, all right? He's telling us what
Has
he's
he
about to
still
do.
got it? Does the
Feed
GOAT lose it?
Feed the goat and he will do these kick-ups.
Oh!
You'd love to see it.
Love it.
It's delicate.
I would say,
Here's my favourite bit.
yeah.
Oh, he's showing off.
I was saying to Paul, if the first bit didn't work, then that was it.
It was out.
Now we need you to get involved. Step 1, you can film 10 keep-ups and post the hashtag #RiseUp. Step 2, tag and challenge your friends. We've done Jolien, Caroline Weir as well, and Sean Wright Phillips, and then donate to Citizens Giving for your recovery.
Okay, we're going to be back at full time, hopefully celebrating Manchester City progressing in the Champions League and the sun setting on Real Madrid's Champions League campaign. Fingers crossed, 45 minutes to go. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at full time.